Pharmacist. Pharmacists earn between $120,000 and $160,000, which might seem modest compared to other medical professions. But consider this. They're the last line of defense between medication errors and patient safety. They're catching dangerous drug interactions, adjusting dosages, and providing critical healthcare advice, often more accessible than doctors. The compensation reflects their extensive education, typically a 6-year Doctor of Pharmacy degree, and the responsibility they carry. A single error in dispensing medication can kill someone. Pharmacists need to know thousands of drugs, their interactions, side effects, and proper dosing for different patient populations. They're also increasingly providing vaccinations, health screenings, and chronic disease management. The pay is sustained by consistent demand. Everyone needs medications, and retail pharmacies, hospitals, and pharmaceutical companies all need pharmacists. The job also requires standing for long hours, managing high-stress situations with insurance issues and patient concerns, and maintaining meticulous attention to detail. While some worry about market saturation, the aging population and increasing complexity of medications keep demand strong. Pharmacists are paid well because they're highly trained healthcare professionals whose expertise keeps people safe and healthy. Actuary. Actuaries earn $150,000 to $250,000 analyzing risk for insurance companies, consulting firms, and financial institutions. These professionals use mathematics, statistics, and financial theory to study uncertain future events, especially those concerning insurance and pension programs. The high pay reflects the specialized skills required. Becoming an actuary means passing a series of extremely difficult professional exams that take years to complete while working full-time. These aren't multiple-choice tests. They're rigorous examinations requiring deep understanding of probability, statistics, and financial mathematics. The pass rates are often below 50%, and many people take 7 to 10 years to complete all the exams. Actuaries are paid well because their work directly impacts company profitability. They're determining how much insurance companies should charge for policies, how much money pension funds need to meet obligations, and how much risk companies are taking on. A skilled actuary can save or earn a company millions by accurately pricing risk. The role requires both technical expertise and business judgment. As financial products become more complex and regulations more stringent, the demand for actuaries remains strong. The combination of difficult qualification path, specialized knowledge, and direct impact on the bottom line keeps compensation high. Data scientist. In the age of big data, data scientists at major tech companies earn $150,000 to $300,000 or more, with some at top firms exceeding $500,000 with stock compensation. These professionals are turning massive amounts of data into actionable business insights that can generate millions in revenue. The high pay reflects the combination of skills required: advanced statistics, programming, machine learning, and business acumen. Most data scientists have advanced degrees in quantitative fields: mathematics, computer science, physics. They're building algorithms that predict customer behavior, optimize supply chains, detect fraud, and power recommendation engines that drive billions in sales. Companies pay premium salaries because good data scientists are rare and immensely valuable. A data scientist who builds a better recommendation algorithm for an e-commerce site can increase revenue by millions. One who optimizes ad targeting can dramatically improve return on investment. These professionals are essentially modern-day gold miners, extracting value from the raw ore of data. The field is also highly competitive. Tech companies are in bidding wars for top talent. As businesses become more data-driven, the demand for people who can make sense of that data only increases. Marketing director, major corporation. Marketing directors at Fortune 500 companies earn $150,000 to $300,000. with those at the top earning significantly more. These professionals aren't just creating ads, they're developing brand strategy, managing multi-million-dollar budgets, and driving revenue growth across channels. The compensation reflects the impact they have on business success. A marketing director who develops a successful campaign can increase sales by millions or tens of millions. They're making decisions about where to allocate massive advertising budgets, which products to promote, and how to position the brand against competitors. These decisions directly affect the company's revenue and market share. Successful marketing directors typically have business degrees, years of experience, and proven track records of running profitable campaigns. They need creativity, data analysis skills, strategic thinking, and the ability to manage teams and vendors. The role is high pressure. If campaigns fail, millions are wasted and jobs are lost. Companies pay premium salaries because finding someone who can consistently drive growth through marketing is difficult. In an era where customer acquisition costs are rising and attention is fragmented across countless channels, a talented marketing director who can cut through the noise and drive real business results is worth every dollar. Petroleum Engineer. While the world debates renewable energy, petroleum engineers are still earning $150,000 to $300,000 because we remain dependent on oil and gas. These engineers design and develop methods for extracting oil and natural gas from beneath the Earth's surface, including from offshore rigs and shale formations. The pay reflects the difficulty and risk of the work. Petroleum engineers often work in remote, harsh environments, offshore platforms, deserts, Arctic regions. The projects they work on involve billions of dollars of investment. A single mistake in drilling operations can cause environmental disasters, loss of life, and financial ruin for companies. Remember the Deepwater Horizon disaster? That's the level of consequence they're managing. These engineers need advanced degrees and expertise in geology, thermodynamics, and complex drilling technologies like hydraulic fracturing. They're solving problems that exist miles underground, where they can't see what they're doing, using data and modeling to make decisions. The industry pays top dollar because oil and gas remain incredibly profitable, and finding new reserves or extracting more efficiently from existing fields can generate billions in revenue. As resources become harder to reach, the expertise required only increases, keeping salaries high despite the industry's uncertain long-term future. Pilot. Major airline captain. The captain of a Boeing 777 flying across the Pacific isn't just along for the ride. They're earning $200,000 to $400,000 annually, and senior captains at major airlines can break $400,000. They're responsible for a $300 million aircraft and the lives of 300 passengers. Becoming a captain requires thousands of flight hours, typically 15 to 20 years of experience and constant training. Pilots must pass rigorous medical exams every 6 months, attend recurrent training multiple times a year, and maintain perfect records. The job demands split-second decision-making in emergencies where failure means catastrophic loss of life. The pay reflects responsibility, skill scarcity, and union negotiating power. Airlines need pilots, and you can't just hire anyone off the street. The training pipeline takes years and costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Pilots also work irregular hours, spend weeks away from family, and deal with the physical toll of crossing time zones constantly. The major airlines compete for the best pilots, and they're willing to pay premium salaries to ensure the safest, most experienced people are in the cockpit. When you're flying a plane worth more than a skyscraper filled with hundreds of people, companies don't skimp on pilot salaries. Psychiatrist. Mental health has become one of the most critical issues of our time, and psychiatrists are the medical doctors at the front lines, earning $220,000 to $350,000 annually. Unlike psychologists, psychiatrists can prescribe medication, which makes them essential for treating severe mental illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and major depression. The compensation reflects their medical training, 4 years of medical school plus 4 years of psychiatric residency, and the complexity of their work. They're not just listening to problems, they're diagnosing conditions that can't be seen on an X-ray or blood test. They're prescribing powerful medications that alter brain chemistry, requiring deep knowledge of neuroscience, pharmacology, and psychology. Psychiatrists are paid well because mental illness can be just as deadly as physical illness. Suicide is a leading cause of death, and conditions like depression and anxiety affect hundreds of millions worldwide. The demand far exceeds supply. There's a massive shortage of psychiatrists, especially in rural areas. They also deal with high-stress situations, suicidal patients, psychotic episodes, and the challenge of treating conditions that society still stigmatizes. The combination of medical expertise, emotional labor, and critical shortage drives their high compensation. Orthodontist. Straightening teeth might not sound as dramatic as brain surgery, but orthodontists earn between $250,000 and $400,000 annually, and they're among the happiest high earners in medicine. They're fixing more than just crooked smiles. They're correcting jaw alignments that can cause lifelong pain, sleep apnea, and digestive issues. The pay is high for several reasons. First, it requires a dental degree plus 2 to 3 years of specialized orthodontic training. Second, orthodontists typically run their own practices, which means they're also business owners managing staff, equipment, and marketing. Third, the demand is enormous. Parents want their kids to have straight teeth, and adults increasingly seek treatment too. But here's the real reason for the pay. Results are visible, predictable, and highly valued. Unlike many medical procedures where outcomes are uncertain, orthodontic treatment has clear before and after results. People are willing to pay $5,000 to $10,000 out of pocket for braces or aligners. Orthodontists can serve multiple patients simultaneously with their support staff, creating a highly efficient practice model. They also have relatively low malpractice insurance compared to other medical specialists because their procedures rarely result in serious harm. Dentist, specialist. While general dentists earn respectable incomes around $160,000, specialist dentists like oral surgeons, periodontists, and prosthodontists earn $250,000 to $400,000 annually. These are the dentists performing complex surgeries, dental implants, and advanced restorative procedures. The high compensation reflects additional years of specialized training beyond dental school, typically 2 to 6 more years, and the complexity of procedures they perform. Oral surgeons are removing impacted wisdom teeth, reconstructing jaws, and treating facial trauma. Periodontists are performing gum surgeries and placing dental implants. These procedures require surgical skill, deep anatomical knowledge, and the ability to manage complications. Specialist dentists are paid more because they're handling cases general dentists can't or won't touch. The procedures are often more expensive and more profitable. Dental implants, for instance, can cost $3,000 to $6,000 per tooth, and specialists can place multiple implants in a day. Like orthodontists, many specialists run their own practices, keeping a larger share of revenue. The combination of surgical expertise, business ownership, and high demand for specialized services creates strong earning potential. As the population ages and dental technology advances, the demand for these specialists continues growing. Software engineering manager, big tech. Engineering managers at companies like Google, Meta, or Amazon earn $300,000 to $600,000 in total compensation, including base salary, bonuses, and stock options. These aren't just coders. They're leading teams building products used by billions of people while managing millions of dollars in budget and resources. The stratospheric pay reflects the value they create and the scarcity of people who can do the job well. A great engineering manager at a tech company can accelerate product development, retain top talent, and ship features that generate billions in revenue. They need both deep technical expertise and leadership skills, a rare combination. Most have computer science degrees, years of coding experience, and proven ability to manage complex projects and people. Tech companies compete fiercely for management talent because the cost of bad leadership is enormous. Failed projects, departing engineers, and missed market opportunities. These companies generate massive revenue and can afford to pay top dollar. They also use stock compensation extensively, aligning managers' incentives with company performance. When your company's market cap is in the trillions and your product serves billions of users, paying a manager $500,000 is a bargain if they keep things running smoothly and drive innovation. Anesthesiologist. You're about to have your chest cracked open for heart surgery. The last thing you remember is counting backward from 10. The person who makes sure you don't wake up mid-surgery, that your heart keeps beating, and that your brain gets enough oxygen? That's an anesthesiologist, and they're earning $350,000 to $500,000 a year. People think anesthesiologists just put you to sleep and wake you up. That's like saying a pilot just pushes buttons. These physicians are managing your body's most critical functions while someone else is actively cutting into you. They're monitoring your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen levels, and brain activity, making split-second decisions about drug dosages based on what's happening in surgery. The pay reflects the risk and responsibility. If a surgeon makes a mistake, it might be fixable. If an anesthesiologist makes a mistake, the patient could suffer brain damage or die within minutes. They're also the ones managing pain for patients with chronic conditions, performing nerve blocks, and running pain management clinics. The combination of surgical expertise, pharmacological mastery, and crisis management skills makes them indispensable. And because every surgery needs one, demand is constant. Neurosurgeon. When someone's brain is bleeding, or a tumor is pressing against their spinal cord, there's only one person who can fix it: a neurosurgeon. These medical specialists earn between $400,000 and $700,000 annually, and some make well over $1 million. But this isn't just about cutting open skulls. It's about having someone's entire consciousness, their memories, their personality, literally in your hands. The training alone is brutal. 4 years of medical school, 7 years of residency, and often additional fellowship training. That's over a decade of 80-hour work weeks, learning to operate on the most complex organ in the known universe. One wrong move, one tiny miscalculation measured in millimeters, and a patient could lose the ability to speak, move, or recognize their own family. Neurosurgeons are paid so much because the barrier to entry is astronomical, and the consequences of failure are catastrophic. Insurance companies and hospitals know that a skilled neurosurgeon can mean the difference between a malpractice lawsuit and a miracle. These doctors also work with cutting-edge technology, robotic surgical systems, intraoperative MRI machines, and brain-computer interfaces that cost millions. They're not just doctors, they're pilots of some of the most sophisticated medical equipment on Earth. Chief Executive Officer. Running a major corporation means being responsible for thousands of employees, billions in revenue, and the livelihoods of countless families. CEOs of large companies can earn anywhere from $500,000 to tens of millions annually when you include stock options and bonuses. Some make over $100 million in a single year. But here's why they're paid these staggering amounts. They're the ultimate decision makers in a world where one bad decision can destroy decades of work. When a CEO decides to enter a new market, acquire another company, or change the entire business strategy, they're betting everything. If they're right, shareholders make billions. If they're wrong, thousands lose their jobs and retirement accounts evaporate. The compensation reflects the stakes and the scarcity of people who can handle this pressure. Most CEOs have decades of experience, often MBAs from top schools and a track record of success. They work 60 to 80-hour weeks, are on call 24/7, and every decision they make is scrutinized by boards, shareholders, and the media. The pay also includes golden handcuffs, stock options that vest over years, ensuring they're incentivized to think long-term. Companies are willing to pay top dollar because a great CEO can increase a company's value by billions, while a bad one can run it into the ground. Investment banker, senior level. Senior investment bankers at firms like Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley can make $500,000 to several million dollars annually when bonuses are included. These aren't your regular bankers helping you open a checking account. They're orchestrating billion-dollar mergers, IPOs, and corporate restructurings. The astronomical pay comes from the value they generate. When an investment banker helps structure a $10 billion merger, their firm might earn $100 million in fees. If that banker was crucial to closing the deal, they're getting a cut. These professionals work 80 to 100-hour weeks, are available 24/7, and operate in a high-pressure environment where a single mistake can cost hundreds of millions. Investment bankers need exceptional financial modeling skills, deep understanding of corporate finance, and the ability to manage relationships with CEOs and CFOs. They typically have MBAs from top schools and years of grinding experience. The pay also compensates for job insecurity. Banking is notoriously cyclical, and layoffs during downturns are common. Banks pay top dollar because talented bankers bring in deals, and in finance, deals are everything. It's a performance-based culture where your compensation is directly tied to the revenue you generate. Corporate lawyer, senior partner. Senior partners at major law firms can earn $500,000 to several $1 million annually. These attorneys aren't handling traffic tickets. They're negotiating billion-dollar contracts, defending companies in massive lawsuits, and navigating complex regulatory environments where mistakes cost fortunes. The path to these earnings is grueling. 3 years of law school, years of 80-hour weeks as an associate, and building a book of business as a partner. Corporate lawyers need encyclopedic knowledge of laws, regulations, and precedents. They're drafting contracts that anticipate every possible scenario, conducting due diligence on major acquisitions, and representing clients in high-stakes litigation. They're paid enormous sums because the value they protect or create is equally enormous. A lawyer who successfully defends a company in a $100 million lawsuit just saved their client $100 million. One who structures a merger to minimize tax liability might save tens of millions. Corporate clients pay $500 to $1,500 per hour for top lawyers because the alternative, losing a case or making a legal mistake, is far more expensive. Law firms operate on a partnership model where successful partners share firm profits, and since they bill hundreds of hours at premium rates, the money adds up fast. Thank you for watching. If you learned anything, let me know by liking the video and comment below on what you would like to see in the future. History never runs out of surprises, and neither do we. So subscribe and join me for the next dive into the archives.